out to the Nerd Effect News Show. We are on episode number 12, I believe.
Sure.
Why not? We're on the next news episode.
Yeah.
I am one of your anchors, Dustin Vancouver, joined by my fellow anchors,
Mac Morgan.
Mason Ireland.
Nikki Prindle.
Yay! Hey, how's it going, everybody? How you been?
Doing good.
How's this couple? You guys are looking quite swanky.
We're a
Yes.
gang now, you guys.
Super swanky. we got our Nerd Effect hoodies. What?
Totally unplanned, yo. Well,
We all knew we were all wearing them.
yeah,
this
we
week.
knew. And Dustin and I were both like, I'm wearing my hoodie. Yeah, I'm wearing my hoodie.
Yeah, I even made a special stop at Nikki's place. Say, here, distribute.
It's true. And then I texted Mike and was like, here, distribute.
You didn't go kicking in his door like you promised?
Nah.
Aww.
I left my door unlocked, and it makes me nervous walking out of sight with my door unlocked. So, you know.
I gotcha.
Also, I really wanted to put on my hoodie. So, I just made him come get his.
They wash really well.
Yeah.
I washed it before we
They're
came.
really soft on the inside, you guys. So if we end up selling these at a future date, you definitely want to buy one because they're super comfy.
Pretty sure you got at least a couple people interested. So.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Libby was in.
I
Brian.
think at this point we should. I'll pay for
We
Libby's
should
at this point.
get a list of people together. That way we can see how many we can get ordered at one time so we can get them as cheap as possible.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And hopefully catch Allied tees at a
Sale.
Allied shirts. I mean, at
Yeah.
a good sale.
We could even look into. There's that local company, Railtees. They might do a comparable deal for us.
And we'd also be helping out one of our friends' family because that is owned by Tim's uncle.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. I've driven by it several times. I'm like, that's neat that we have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, last time I went by Tim and Naomi's, they saw the sweatshirt and they were like, "Oh, hey, my uncle can take care of that."
Yeah,
So, yeah.
we should look into that. That'd be
So
cool.
yeah, that's something definitely we should do.
So maybe we have a
So
in on a price.
So maybe shoot us an email.
we'll figure it out.
Well, maybe
If
shoot
you're
us
interested,
if
send
you're
us an email.
feedback@nerdeffect.com if you would be interested in purchasing hoodies and sweatshirts, because I'd imagine that's the kind of thing where we'd have to have commitments prior
Oh,
to
absolutely.
ordering.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we could also do T-shirts too.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to think about doing depending, I guess, now on the price because
Yeah.
of the railties.
if
But
the price is close, I'd rather order from somebody who's a friend of a friend.
well, the other thing
Family
too
of a
with
friend.
like say a company like what's the one that we were going to use
Teespring.
Teespring, they actually cover all the cost for you. You just set the price and set a target of like say 50 T-shirts, and then they'll do all the printing, the shipping, and all that stuff for you.
Yeah.
So that way it's out of your hands. You just got to design it,
Right.
Yeah.
and then they cut you a check for the profit.
Which
So-
we could use to pay for future con expenses, you guys.
And then you show up in your T-shirts and we high five you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ask you. They also do hoodies too, which is kind of nifty.
So-
they wouldn't be these exact same ones. though, but-
Basically, email us if you'd be interested in wearing Nerd Effect swag.
Yes.
yeah.
It's a pretty sweet logo.
Raise your hand virtually.
Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Don't slap your monitor. That would be a bad idea.
Unless your monitor is acting up, then slap it and go buy a new one when you knock it off.
And then cry because you can't listen to us because you can't see anything.
And then sue us for telling you to slap.
No, except that last part. Don't do
disclaimer.
that.
It's so good, you makes you want to slap your monitor.
Or instead of everything that was just said, you could just email us and let us know you want a t-shirt.
Yeah,
That
that would
too.
be good. T-shirt, hoodie, both, whatever.
Feedback
Let
at
us know.
nerdeffect.com. Let us know if you're interested in one, and we'll figure something out. Because
Possibly trilbies with the logo on the back,
we'd love to see you guys.
I'm kidding. No trilbies with the logo on the back.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Me either.
Trilbies. The hats people confuse with fedoras but have like the 1-inch brim. I have one of them.
Oh.
Yeah, those are trilbies. Whereas a fedora has a much wider brim.
Oh my god, you are such a fucking nerd.
We are gathered here today to point out the obvious.
And I also have a short brim Stetson, which was a town hat worn in the Old West, which would have been made famous by people such as Doc Holliday, who didn't actually go out ranching.
I know what Stetsons are.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Dude.
Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
Shit got weird.
So wait, when's the show come out?
This one in particular?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
You're doing this one tomorrow? Okay.
Usually the news shows go first.
Yeah.
The only reason we did
Guys,
Jake's
we're
first last
living
week
in
is
the
because he had a
future.
Kickstarter to push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm bringing this up. let's see, when is his Kickstarter?
15th, I believe.
15th. Okay, yeah. So about 2 more weeks left on Jake's Kickstarter for his novel.
Which I'm fully planning on backing when we get paid because it sounded like a great novel.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually,
I would say again, I have known Jake for years, and he is probably the best dungeon master. To just use a generic term, even though I don't think I've ever played D&D with Jake. But his stories that he makes for his games are always awesome, and also reading the trial chapter of the book, basically, it was awesome. Jake is a good writer. He makes great stories, so I believe that a lot of people, even if you're not normally into cyberpunk or fantasy,
It sounded like it had a lot of elements from a lot of things.
I believe you will probably enjoy the book. So go out and donate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we can support him doing this full time, that's a win for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm all for supporting creative people for some odd reason.
In fact, I was his first donation at $5. I'm going back this week and bumping it up to $25.
Yeah, I want an actual copy of the book, so that's what I'm going to do.
Can you actually go back and raise your own Kickstarter?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, speaking of Kickstarter, you guys, in June, we are going to be receiving in the mail my very own copy of Exploding Kittens, which means I think that we're going to have to play that on the podcast, do an initiative episode of it, do a review.
Initiative special edition?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because it's going to be fucking hilarious.
I think we should mount the camera on the end of the table.
Yeah, because I've got the NSFW pack too.
Okay.
So it's going to be great.
Yes.
Oh, you
just waiting for
nice.
that. Yeah, just nope, yep, nope.
Yep. The Nope Pope. It's going to be great. Yeah, so I think we're going to have a special episode when that gets here too. Mm-hmm. I'm going to beat Galunker to my house. Damn it. The Pitbull book that I backed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Are you at least getting email updates on that?
Oh,
or
yeah,
people
no,
are
the
like,
lady's in, like, a war-torn country, the lady that illustrates it. So, they've got a very legitimate reason for it being late, and they let everyone know it was running late. So, I'll have it in the next couple months, but I'm just sad because I really wanted my book.
Womp, womp.
It's okay. It's still a good cause.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Kickstarter. So, go back to Jake's book.
Yes.
And if you, well, we threw an updated link on the.
We can put one on
Facebook
this
page.
too, just so people don't have to go looking for it.
We'll be
Yep.
doing more.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, we'll update it probably at least 1 or 2 more times before
Yep.
the end.
Keep shoving it in your faces.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw money at him.
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
or throw money at your screen. I'm just saying.
That is less effective. I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah.
Especially coins. Not the best idea. Unless you hate your monitor and want a good reason to replace it, I guess.
Yeah.
What happened to your monitor? I threw a 50-cent piece at it.
I was making it rain.
I threw money at the internet and it didn't go through the monitor.
I tried saying shut up and take my money and it just didn't work.
The
for
internet
me.
didn't respond in kind.
Make it.
Why
hail.
is your CD drive clogged? I tried sticking my money in it.
I tried to put my debit card in there.
I tried making an online purchase. That's not how money
dear
works.
Lord.
No. I'm so glad I didn't live in that era of tech support.
Oh, God, can you imagine?
The free coffee holder with my computer broke.
Oh, God, did you ever get those emails where it was like, open this email for a free coffee holder, and you'd open the email, and your CD drive would open? Because
There's a command
coding,
in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was pretty fun.
I was already seriously aware of these things called viruses at that point.
Yeah, my dad wasn't.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he showed me that. He was like, "This is this neat." I was like, I feel like if something's able to make that happen to your computer, maybe it's not a thing that you want to open over and over.
Yeah.
Just like,
Speaking of things that are bad,
yay!
Cryptovirus is now on 3.0 and making the rounds again. So hopefully all of our listeners are tech savvy and have big enough bullshit detectors to not open anything that they don't expect or know the person who is sending it to them. Mm-hmm. But what Cryptovirus does is it encrypts your hard drive and then is ransomware so they want you to send money or now bitcoins
Wait,
to
Aren't Bitcoins defunct?
nope.
I thought they were.
No, only one of the bigger trading houses went down. Bitcoins are not defunct.
Okay. I was confused.
So, yeah, you don't want to open anything that you don't know, especially something that could contain a command, because, it will lock down your computer, encrypt all of your files, and it has a count. It has a counter that counts up, and I think it starts at the version I know of starts at $500 to unlock your hard drive, and then continues to count up. Every so many days it doubles.
Jesus.
So, I believe it was every 108 hours. I don't know how many days. I think it's 5 days, 6 days, something like that. It will double.
People are assholes.
I was saying, what if you don't have Bitcoins?
Well, you don't have to have Bitcoins. You can send them money via PayPal, or, you can use your credit card.
PayPal doesn't say, hey, because PayPal locked down on the Whiskers Syndicate account for suspicious activity. Nobody's catching these guys.
I don't know.
I think at that point,
They'll shut down cat shelters.
I would turn off my computer, pull my hard drive out of my computer, smash it with a hammer, and go buy a new one. I don't need my files that much.
Yeah, and if you haven't backed up any of your files, like in my case, I have lots of photos and videos of Evie and
Dropbox
the family and stuff. Yeah, well, we have a Carbonite account, thankfully.
Yeah.
But
well, also, there is ways to get rid of it. It's a long process, but it's not. It's easy to do, but it's long.
let me ask: does actually paying the actual PayPal fee actually get rid of it, or are they nice enough to actually say, "Okay, thanks," and then the virus goes away, or
Nice
is it
enough?
always there and just pops up like 6 months later and says, "I need more money"?
I don't know. From the rumors I've heard, there are reports of people paying the money and they get a code and it unlocks it. Whether it comes back or not, I don't know.
If you're, well, of course, yeah. If you're stupid enough to open it in the first place, probably
Stupid enough to get it again.
Yeah. But if you get something like that, I mean, generally speaking, I'm assuming you're gonna clean that hard drive, get everything off.
Yeah. But there are ways to get rid of it. There's YouTube videos that show you how. It's easy but time consuming. And if you follow the instructions, you can get rid of it for free. So, yeah, just a warning out there to people.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Maybe we could put up one of those as a link too.
sure.
A link right to the virus.
Well, no, it's a YouTube video.
I know.
Jackass.
Oh, the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Wink.
Damn it, Dustin. No one will ever trust us again.
I kid. I would never do that to people. Not that I would ever know how. I just.
So we got a new show and stuff, right?
Yeah.
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 Time for the Kai Bible.
Hiya!
Kai Bible.
Balls.
Kai Bible.
Oh.
Mason Hunt pwned with the Rock both times.
Yeah.
Damn. Think we'd learn.
Can you smell?
What the Mason is cooking?
Well, no, the Rock, because you
I cooked a pretty rockin' beef stew tonight, actually,
jealous.
with beef and carrots and celery and potatoes and potatoes.
I had microwave
That'd
food
be really weird if you had a beef stew with no beef.
and no potatoes. That would be weird too.
Yeah, and I put some a nice burgundy in it to richen
Nice.
up the sauce.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, left all the fat in
Either
it,
wine
much to the
or
chagrin of my mother.
vinegar. What is it with mothers and the fat on meats?
I don't know.
My mom has to trim lean chicken to the point where you're like, is that a breast? Is that a thigh? I can't tell the shape anymore. Like what happened?
Jen's the same
You've cut the color out of the meat, Mom.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I stuck it in bleach for an hour.
But no, I didn't like.
Nerd Effect Podcast does not condone
no,
bleaching
putting-
meat.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, just regular stew meat. Let all the cartilage or the collagen and all of the fat cook out, and did not take any of it out of the
Because
sauce.
you're not supposed to.
I know you're not supposed to. My mother would have strained it.
Yeah.
I
The
did.
fat in meat is good for you. Like in small doses in
Yeah.
things like broths, it's fine.
So yeah, but yeah, no, and had tasty warm. Was just from Freddy's, but it was just from Freddy's, but it was like their multi-grain baguette loaves, which are really tasty.
Yeah, ask them to come up for you in little.
Yep. So yeah,
so to anybody who's drooling out there now, we apologize.
Jalapeno poppers with chipotle sauce and bacon.
What just happened?
Lol. That's what I had today.
What did I have today? Not much. Half a grilled cheese sandwich.
I had a shitty microwave Marie
Funyuns.
Callender's fettuccine alfredo thing.
Actually, for microwave fettuccine alfredo, those are the good
It's
ones.
not bad, but it's still microwave fettuccine alfredo.
Yes, it's not fresh.
And
I admit
I've
that.
been, because I was house sitting all week, and I'm just not comfortable tinkering around in other people's kitchens.
It feels weird.
It feels weird. It's a mess I don't want to have to deal with cleaning up when I don't know where they keep shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just multiple reasons I just don't cook when I'm at other people's houses. So
Well, it's really
I bought
easy.
frozen meals.
Just when you go in, first thing you do is go in and make a mess in the kitchen. And that way you can go do what you want, and then, I'll clean it all up before I leave.
Yeah, no, or I could just get frozen meals, which is what I did. But now I'm like, you know what's great? Real food.
Yeah.
So thanks for making me hungry and not bringing me food, Mason.
Okay, you're welcome. I can do that for you. I'm glad to be of service.
Appreciate it.
It's good to be appreciated.
True Pat.
I know.
So news.
Yes.
Most passive aggressive argument that you could possibly have.
Well, didn't we
it's-
say it was going to be a passive aggressive show when we got
It's
back?
us, so that's kind of what we do. It's our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since I've got two relatively quick newses, I will go first with the first one. So some awesomeness in the paleoanthropology department.
What?
Yeah. So a couple quick facts. Humans have been around, Homo sapiens, for about the last 200 or so thousand years. We are a young species. Yes, 200,000 years is a young species. And we have known for a while that there is diversity in skull morphology due to ethnicity, due to diet, brain size, other cultural factors such as cranial shaping, like the Egyptians did.
Which makes fucked up looking noggins.
Yes, it does.
Aliens.
Humans.
We're fucked up on our own.
Yeah.
That should be a bumper sticker. And it's
Humans. We're fucked up on our own.
It's got
Or
the
a
picture,
t-shirt.
The picture of the aliens guy.
Yeah.
Humans. We're fucked up on our own.
With his hair? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think he has his that way. I think he has his hair that way because he has had some cranial shaping done to try to look like an alien. And he figured out it didn't work, so he got himself a Centauri haircut.
A Centauri haircut. I love it.
I will go for the Babylon 5 reference. Thank you.
I love
We
it.
noticed.
I'm there. I'm with you.
So yeah. So anyway, there was a skull found back in the 1970s that has been sitting in a museum in Kenya since then, or mostly since then. That is it's a skull fragment. It's not all of the skull, but it's a pretty complete fragment of the upper skull. From a human that died about 20,000 years ago. And due to over the last, since the 1970s, paleoanthropology has been making leaps and bounds of discoveries because of modern technologies, DNA analysis, radiocarbon dating, electron scanning microscopes. All this cool stuff has allowed us to get a lot more detail into our human past. And after a re-examination of this skull, it looks like this is from a group of people who are now they were Homo sapiens, what we would call AMHs, anatomically modern humans.
Not to be confused with the AMF.
Right.
Yeah. Adios, motherfucker. It is a beverage, an aptly named beverage.
Yeah. But, these are AMHs, anatomically modern humans. But it looks like due to the skull morphology that this is a completely extinct line. There is no, there are no living humans anywhere in the world that share enough cranial similarities to be considered part of what would be essentially the same ethnic group as the skull. So it is, from a deceased...
And where was it found again?
Lukenya Hill in Kenya. So
it's not a part of like any modern African tribe or any...
No. It is a completely. It looks like it is a skull from a completely extinct ethnicity of Homo sapien.
Have they done any reconstruction on it to see what they looked like?
There's no face.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it's just
the
a
top part,
fragment.
yeah.
It's most of the frontal. It doesn't get there. On one half, it has some of the eye orbital ridge, and then it goes back. It has most all the way around. It has some of the occipital in the back, and kind of breaks off above the ear line, like not like the top of the ear, but where the ear attaches to the side of your head.
So there's nothing they could use for facial.
Yeah, there's nothing they can use for facial reconstruction.
So how do they know it's not just some sort of, like, say, birth defect or...
It doesn't follow any of the patterns of birth defects.
Well, they can do genetic testing, right?
Yeah, they can probably do genetic testing too, but it's regular.
Did you see my Trisomy 21 post?
No, I did not.
Somebody posted a picture of a guy with Down syndrome and a shirt that says, "Carry on and don't panic, it's just an extra chromosome." And I reposted it. I was like, Trisomy 21 to be exact.
Yeah.
Because biology. Sorry.
So, but the skull's regular. Like normally when you have birth defects that deal with the head, you're going to have some kind of bifracturation where you're going to have a cut or a place that does not fill in correctly. Mm-hmm. The skull is regular, filled in correctly. It is of an adult human. It has, the thicknesses are all relatively uniform. Not that our skulls are uniform, but they're really close. So it doesn't have anything that looks like birth defects. So, yeah, it's probably from an extinct ethnicity of humans.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Have we ever discovered an distinct ethnicity of humans before?
Depends on where you want to draw the line at human. Mm-hmm. There a lot of anthropologists, especially paleoanthropologists, they're the ones who think about it the most, and also a lot of biologists who consider anything that would have existed within the Homo genus to be human. So like Homo erectus, Homo habilis, etc. They would have been Homo sapiens, Homo sapiens sapiens, Homo sapiens neanderthalensis. Because there's actually really not that big of a difference between humans and Neanderthals.
Cavemen and shit, yo.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm translating for the common man. What?
So, there's not enough of a difference.
I'm funny.
Like,
Sorry.
Like, we're really confident, for example, that I don't believe I just forgot their name.
Your face?
Yeah, no, Yo Mama's face.
Oh, snap!
But it's gonna kill me now, but I can't remember their name. Oh my god, I'm a bad anthropologist.
You're fired.
Homo erectus, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm saved.
I don't know, though.
Barely.
Now we know that that's what you forgot.
Homo.
Judge. I keep giggling, too. I'm a horrible person.
Erectus.
But like, for example, Homo erectus, their cranial capacity wasn't that much smaller than a modern human's. They were slightly shorter, not by a lot. Their facial features are recognizably human, but more robust. So, bigger noses, heavier jaws, bigger cheeks, bigger eye orbits, but still recognizably human. Like the next time you're in a crowd of people, think about the stereotypical Neanderthal and then look around.
We tease my brother and say that he's the missing link. I love you, Jason, because we'll do impressions of each other, and I'll push my eyebrows down and say, "Look at me, I'm Jason," and he'll pull his up and say, "Look at me, I'm Nikki," because he's got like the overhanging.
He has a heavy brow ridge.
Yeah. And he's also like long arms, so if he slouches, I swear his knuckles would drag. So we used to tease him about that.
So think of the stereotypical Neanderthal next time you're in a crowd of people, and then look around. You will notice people that have some of the traits you're thinking of.
Yeah.
But was Homo erectus as smart as us? Probably
Well,
not
it
because
depends
of
on which ones of us you're talking about.
our
I've been in
listeners.
Walmart. I know.
Our listeners, so people who have,
Okay.
People who are smart enough to listen to this podcast.
That's right.
God damn it.
'Cause I'm
so
thinking
I would
Walmart.
hypothesize no.
All 50 of you.
But
Love each and every one of you.
Mike will love you a long time if you ask.
Mike loves you in appropriate ways.
Boing.
Aw.
But
Again, Mike validating our argument.
yeah. So
It's my job.
Wait, you're getting paid to be here?
I'm getting paid in love.
Oh,
Aw.
that's not the same. Love doesn't pay the bills. Well,
It can.
if you live in Vegas, I guess.
no, if you live in anywhere in Nevada besides Vegas, it can pay the bills.
Oh, okay.
Clark County is the only county in Nevada that doesn't allow prostitution.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it was just within city limits.
It's Clark County as far as I know. It might just be Vegas city limits. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But with Homo erectus, we probably could have talked to them. It might have been like talking to a 7-year-old, but we could have talked to them. So it really depends on where you want to draw the line on homo.
You mean they don't look like Encino Man?
I don't ever want to draw the line on homo. Hi-oh. Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, but we're last man standing as far as Homo sapiens sapien goes. We're the ones who survived. So like with Homo sapiens sapien, there is no real genetic differences between any modern living human. There are obviously, they do express themselves through, skin tone, eye color, shape.
Phenotype, not genotype.
Phenotype, not genotype. Yes. But
Sorry.
our phenotypic differences are minuscule.
I just had a test on genetics. It's fine. just in case anyone who doesn't know me is listening to this and wondering what the fuck my problem is. I aced it, by the way.
Everything's fine with Nikki. If you...
Nikki scienced.
And I scienced so hard. I missed one question, you guys.
So, yes, congratulations.
Hey,
Again.
thanks. I like sciencing.
But yeah, so it really depends on where you want to draw on what is a human. But actually finding an extinct, what we would refer to nowadays as ethnicity, because there is only one human race anymore, is pretty exciting because we don't have any proof positive of ever having others disappear entirely. Like the Huns, for example, don't exist as an independent people or ethnicity anymore, but the genetics of the Huns have lived on.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't Attila the Hun a major man whore?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So was Genghis Khan
Wasn't
out of the
Genghis
Mongolians.
Khan. That's what I'm thinking of. There's like
No, they both were.
There's a certain percentage of people who, like a ridiculous percentage.
It's
of
like
people.
80% of the people in the world have
Yeah.
some of Genghis Khan's genetics in them.
Yeah. Yeah, the man was a fucking
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
that.
Fuck anything that moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's a way to win empires, right? And, he had the biggest empire ever.
It's not the size of the empire, it's how you use it.
I was just getting there's a penis joke there.
Oh, I set it up for the penis jokes.
You're welcome.
Mike,
Yeah.
you,
For
Mike, you didn't
completing
react
the show.
fast enough.
No, I didn't need to go there. You guys.
I was all over it, it's fine.
Is that convenient sex
That's
fit?
what
Right?
Yeah.
Mason just lobbed the ball.
Yeah.
Take us
I
away.
was
And I
like,
was like, I got
take
it!
a swing at this one. Yeah.
Got it, you guys! I just bunted that wiffle ball, man.
Yep. So anyway, that's the news on human evolution and awesomeness. And next is Nikki.
Wait, I thought you were doing your other story. Oh god,
Last.
I'm not prepared.
Go to full circle again.
Yep, going full circle.
Why do you have to know? Oh god. Oh god, I thought I had more time. Stop lolling.
Dead air is bad air.
Like,
Drop it again.
It's interesting because you can see his lower lip vibrate when
Yeah.
he does that.
That's what happens when you play trumpet. Science.
that was
Okay. No,
What?
continue with your story.
I was just gonna say anybody who's been listening to Nerd Poker lately will noticed that there's been an ongoing Chuck Mangione joke going. So
I see. I just think
It's
of
pretty funny.
Someone brought up
King
the
of the
Chuck
Hill.
Man?
yeah, that's why I did that.
Okay.
Wow.
I was just thinking King of the Hill because they've got some fairly long-running Chuck Mangione jokes too.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So science, you guys. I
It
like
is a
science
thing.
based. How do you feel about
I
science?
think science is fucking awesome.
Would you even venture to say science rules?
Yes.
Yes, Bill Nye. Yeah. What?
Sweet segue.
Segues are hard. So this is actually a video. There was an article, and I don't know where it went. I'll find it and I'll put the link. Basically, we figured out brain-to-brain communications. Yay! Oh shit, I don't have the article with all the detail. What the hell? I'm sorry I failed you, Internet. Oh god. Oh god, I'm so sorry. We figured out a way to connect our brains and communicate without words or writing.
End story.
End story. There's a video. Watch the video. I'm gonna look for the article.
Dope.
Can you play the video into the mic?
No.
No.
That would be really annoying. I thought about it. It would be really annoying. But we're gonna have it in the show notes, and you should watch it because science is amazing, and we're one step closer to Mason being able to hook himself into the internet.
I can't wait.
I apologize for not linking the right
So
thing.
I just got to throw this out there. Hey, Quagmire, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, been on the internet.
Oh god, and he turns around, his one arm's just huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just comes out, can't adjust to the sunlight.
Or human interaction.
I gotta go. Anyway, so I guess we'll move on to Dustin.
Yeah, just move along. Sorry, kids.
Move along. Move along.
All right.
Rolling. Keep
Get
them
that
doggy.
news stories rolling.
Rawhide.
Nikki fucked up shit.
Move him on. Move him on.
Adam in rawhide. Whoopsh.
Well, I think we
I
should
love
just
the
end
blue-
this show right
Isn't that how they ended like every junior high school dance?
there. They ended it.
Or no, it was Happy Trails. That's what it was.
Happy trail.
I was saying, ride, I wouldn't. And
No,
then,
it was Happy Trails. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to end on a sexual innuendo.
yeah.
Oh,
I guess
anyway.
Happy Trails could be a.
Oh, but I don't think they
That takes
called
some
that a Happy
imagination,
Trail.
but it'll
You
work.
Made it.
They
that
didn't
way.
call that a Happy Trail when we were in junior high, though, so it's fine. Carry on.
So most people in junior high don't have a happy trail because they're not old enough.
Oh, let's not talk about.
Ew.
Tell us your news story, Dustin. Shit got
Not
weird.
a happy trail.
No, just stop talking, Mike.
So Michelle Rodriguez
Okay.
said a thing.
And also she's hot.
Yes.
You
and
don't you can just put that out there, like. Yeah. Okay, continue.
Fast
So-
and the Furious for the win.
That's the part of the news. Or everything she's ever been in for the win. Yeah.
I just happen to be a fan of Fast and the Furious movies.
I am not, but I am a fan of Michelle Rodriguez. So
So she basically came out and I'm trying to find
I
the
wish
exact
she
quote
came
here. She is a lesbian, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think she's on.
Yeah, I don't think she's.
Yeah, because she was dating some chick not too long ago, like a year ago. They were on the beach together.
I
Look it
don't
up.
think that because I feel like that is a thing that I would know and remember.
Well, you're just
because
behind the 8 ball.
no, I'm not. It's her being behind the ball that I'm concerned about. You're welcome. I'm out.
proud of you,
Peace out,
Nikki. I'm
bitches.
proud.
Let's see. So within the last one, Saturday, we'll say, the 28th of February, Michelle Rodriguez made a comment saying that minorities should stop, quote, stealing white people's superheroes. Her being herself Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Yes.
Oh, she is bisexual. Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
Hey. All right. My chances just improved a little bit.
They're still relatively close.
I know,
They're still hovering
but
really close to zero. I'm just going to put that out
way
there.
higher than they were. They're like twice as high as they were like 30 seconds ago. So
Twice of zero is still zero.
you know what? You're zero, and
And everyone at this table's chances with Michelle Rodriguez are zero. So
Face is a zero.
I got hit on by an older woman
Oh yeah.
who said I was cute. That means my chances are higher than zero. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
So, the next day, she posts a video to her Facebook account basically explaining why she said what she said. And basically, she's kind of blaming Hollywood for taking superheroes that traditionally have white roles and sticking black or Hispanic actors or whoever into those roles. I get what she's trying to say, and I fully understand. Like, but comic books have been doing that for fucking years.
Well, I think her point.
We have a Hispanic Spider-Man now. We have a Lady Thor.
I think her point is that the way it seemed to me was that she was trying to rally people to create their own
superheroes. And that's exactly what she was.
Yeah.
She was intending.
And to me personally, by the way, every character she fucking plays is fodder for being a kick-ass superhero.
Well, and the comment came from somebody from TMZ directly asking her about the rumors of her playing Green Lantern.
Which I agree with her is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Why would you even fucking say that?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that, like, I could see her playing a Lantern.
Yeah.
Because remember, the Green Lantern is not
a core.
It's a Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
There's thousands or millions of them, and there's also all the other Lantern Corps. So like,
by the way, that JL8, I think you told me about that with the 8-year-old superheroes, the webcomic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Touches on that in a very adorable way.
Yeah. But like, I could see her possibly playing one, but playing the Green Lantern as in the lead one. No.
See,
not that she wouldn't do a good job. She's a great actress.
I would love to see her play a superhero because she's really badass in everything she does. But
she's always a badass.
She tends to play characters that sacrifice themselves for the greater good very early on in movies.
Yes. Or even when she survives, it's by the
Yeah.
skin of her teeth.
Exactly.
Because she's trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, so she's really good at playing very just, very ethical and noble characters. And I would love for somebody to write a role for her to play. I think I get where she's coming from.
And you know they're going to after this comment.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I get where she's coming from. Like, it's unfortunately, the comic book industry does tend to be a fairly white-dominated industry. Like, overall.
Well, that's one of the things that's always kind of a weird thing to me nowadays.
Yeah.
Is like there's some major comic book artists out there now who are very specifically Asian.
Yeah.
But they still don't draw Asian characters.
Yeah, and I think that's what she's trying to talk about is,
Yeah.
She wants people to start creating their own mythologies rather than just being like, well, we're just going to recast this with a minority to make minorities happy. Which I think is a large part of what's going on, which is great too, because I like seeing different ethnicities' takes on different roles. But I think that there also needs to be people writing things that suit their own background and their own cultural mythology. I would love to see a fucking, Hispanic, but based in, Aztec folklore or something like that. A superhero like that would be so badass. The iconography that would go along with that would be so fucking cool, and I would read it.
Honestly, the thing is for any of you who haven't, check out some Aztec mythology. That shit's powerful.
Yeah.
It's amazing mythology.
It would be amazing to see something like that as a superhero.
But the thing is they don't even have to be in a spin-off universe. They could go so easily into the regular Marvel or DC universe. This guy comes out of East LA or Mexico City or, Little Havana in that place, Miami.
That place.
Little Havana's in Miami. That's what I was going for. I just couldn't remember Miami there for a second.
It was just
Pretty much any state bordering Mexico.
I was thinking that too. Oh my god, high five, Will Smith. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Miami.
Speaking of Will Smith, I was going to bring up the last movie I saw that actually did its own mythology was Hancock. That was a superhero.
I loved the shit out of Hancock.
And that was actually it was a really good movie. A lot of people tend to snuff at the end of it where it just turns out he's an angel. But
I thought the whole thing was fucking cool though. I liked that movie. I think we just need more original mythology in superhero movies in general.
Yeah, and in comics.
And in comics. We've seen a lot of the same stories hashed out over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And every new take is different and interesting. But, I hope that people take her call to arms to Heart.
Yeah.
I'd love to see
Well,
more shit.
one of the things I think Marvel's doing that's kind of interesting right now. Don't know if anyone else has heard about it, but a comic should be coming out, I believe, next week or the week after. It's called Spider-Gwen.
Yes.
It is in a alternate universe where Gwen Stacy was the one bitten by the spider, not
cool.
Peter Parker, and Peter Parker died on the bridge from Goblin.
Interesting.
But they're doing this whole kind of Spider-Verse thing where they're bringing in different Spider-Mans or Spider-Woman in the case of Spider-Gwen.
And her outfit looks awesome.
Yeah.
She's a ninja. She's a hoodie ninja. Or a hoodie spider.
Yeah. But,
Look, nunchuck me. Sorry, I love that song so much. I was singing it to myself the day that we got these pictures. Yeah.
But yeah, it's, alternate universes like that are cool. Because, I have a thing about, I like Spider-Man as Peter Parker. That's the way I grew up with him. Mm-hmm. I don't see the problem with an alternate universe Spider-Man being a woman or being black or Hispanic or whatever. That's cool. But I would like to see Marvel and DC start especially Marvel and DC because they're the worst culprits. Image is a lot better at it, but still not perfect. I mean, a lot of things is a lot of people don't remember that Spawn's a black guy.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're horribly burned and wear a mask all the time,
And when you're not wearing the mask, you look like charred hamburger.
yeah. So, doesn't really matter what your skin color was at that point. But having, just having more racially diverse characters. Marvel's also done a pretty good job as far as the new Miss Marvel goes. She's an Arabic teenage girl.
That is cool. I've read about that. I haven't actually read the new comic, but
I haven't read the new comic either, but it's got a huge following. People are really supporting it.
Yeah. Somebody was taking pictures of her and slapping it on images anti-Muslim posters that were on a city bus someplace.
Oh, yeah.
They were slapping stickers of her on top of that.
Nice.
Which I thought was really cool.
And the Miss Marvel character is not technically a new character, but every time there's been a new quote unquote resurrection of Miss Marvel, it's not the old Miss Marvel coming back, it's someone else picking up the mantle. It's like if Batman was
Buffy.
The new Slayer. If some in the Batman cartoon that was out, it was Batman in the future. I can't remember the name. Batman Forever.
Batman and Beyond.
Batman and Beyond.
Well, it's just Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. But it was a new person in the bat suit taking up the mantle of
Bruce Wayne training
Batman.
him.
And Bruce Wayne was still, training him.
Bruce Wayne was
still
his Alfred.
But
Sorry.
it's the hero lived on. It's because of someone
Through legacy.
Through legacy, someone picking up the mantle that criminals were already scared of.
See, and that's cool, but I also would really like to see more new creations.
But I would like to see more new creations too, because I think you could do a lot with not just the mythologies, but also how they deal with crimes and how they deal, because superheroes don't necessarily have the best relationship with the police at times.
Yeah.
It took Batman, for example, a really long time to get Commissioner Gordon to trust him. And before that, he was considered just as much of a criminal as the criminals he was stopping.
Yeah.
Not that they let the criminals he stopped go, because he was stopping a bunch of crazy nut jobs that needed to be locked up in Arkham, which has a revolving door, evidently, on the front, and possibly one in the back too, because of how often they get out.
And a giant hole in the floor.
Yeah, that's for Killer Croc.
Slide.
Which, by the way, speaking of crazy people, the chick they got to play Harley Quinn for the Suicide Squad movie is perfect.
I haven't seen that casting.
They got her
Margot
contracted
for
multiple
3 movies.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah,
That's gonna be awesome.
I think they want Suicide Squad to become a thing.
Did you ever see?
It should.
Did you ever see Wolf of Wall Street?
No.
Okay. Anybody?
No,
It didn't
No.
interest
Well, she's
me.
like the blonde chick that
Leo.
Leo's trying to have crazy freaky sex with at one point, and she's being all weird to him and acting nuts, and so yeah, it kind of fits her. When you see her face, you'll look at her and go, "That's fucking Harley."
Awesome.
It's
'cause
pretty
I love
crazy.
Harley Quinn, and I'd be sad.
Dubbed over by Tara Strong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Trying to read lips, Tara Strong. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird. That's not animation. That'd be weird. Pudding. But anyway, I was gonna say
I would say that's my problem with Harley. Like in a movie or something, I expect a very specific voice.
just to finish her follow up, she says, "I have a tendency to speak without a filter. Sorry about that."
It's okay, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she made valid points.
What I really meant was ultimately at the end of the day, there's a language, and the language that you speak in Hollywood is successful franchise. I think that there are many cultures in Hollywood that are not white and can come up with their own mythology. Instead of trying to turn a girl character into a guy, or instead of trying to turn a white character into a black or Latin character, I think that people should stop being lazy and people should make an effort in Hollywood to develop their own mythology.
Which I totally agree with.
Yeah.
It's time to stop trying to take what's already there and try to fit a culture into it. I think it's time for us to write our own mythology and our own story.
Yeah.
And I would love to watch those stories.
Yeah. As I've ranted about before, I did rant. Besides the podcast we just recorded, we record more than one a night, people, behind the scenes.
What? The curtain's dropping. I can see
The veil has been lifted.
Where's my fourth wall?
I like tacos. Chimichangas.
Chimichangas. Yeah.
I miss Deadpool, you guys. Is it
It's
con
coming.
time yet?
It's coming.
I
Deadpool
know.
the movie is
But
coming
I
with
want-
Ryan Reynolds.
But I want cons because cons are full of Deadpools.
Yeah. I can't. Oh God, the flood of Deadpools after the Ryan Reynolds movie. Oh my God.
Oh my god, there's gonna be so many Deadpools, you guys.
I saw this really cute one. Sneaky Zebra. They're a channel on YouTube. They do anime, or not anime, but cosplay music videos. Where they just shoot cosplayers and have music behind it. They're not doing like lip dubs. But they were at FantasyCon, which was in Salt Lake City, and there was a Deadpool like a 1950s Deadpool family. So
That's
like
awesome.
the dad was in a black and red suit, and they all had Deadpool masks on, and the mom was like June Cleaver Deadpool, and their kids were dressed up as like, like they were both young boys and Deadpool.
Like Wally and
fantastic.
Beef.
Like Wally and Beeve as Deadpool. Or Deadpool as Wally and Beeve. Yeah, it was great.
The dog's wearing a Deadpool mask.
That's awesome.
Scooby
Mason
Deadpool.
Just lit up.
We need to do the Scooby Deadpool.
I
Astro
need to do my
Deadpool.
Rebo Man first, and then we'll work on them. Circus volunteers
Okay.
to be Scooby Deadpool.
But yeah.
DP Con. Just
Deadpool Con. Deadpool.
Are we gonna make
as far
Deadpool
as
Harlem Shake happen?
we'll have to try.
We need to.
I think we need to. Yeah.
Um
If you know anyone who has a Deadpool costume and likes to get the 10 cons in it, send them our way, please. Because we don't even need to ask if they like being on camera, because you don't dress as Deadpool unless you like attention. So.
It's all anonymous anyway. It's not
yeah,
like
it's
you can
their
see your face.
Deadpool.
No one will see your face, but
Yeah.
you like to be silly.
But yeah.
I don't even know what our lady Deadpool friend looks like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She looks like Deadpool. It was cool.
Deadpool with hair.
Yep.
It's totally fine.
Yeah. So, but I was like, I don't know if I've ranted about it on the actual podcast before or anything, but like, I think like with the whole movie coming of Ghost in the Shell, I really think they should have cast an Asian actress as Kusanagi.
Oh, I agree. Well, the thing is I also think Scarlett Johansson's very capable of carrying the role.
I'm not I always say I'm not doubting ScarJo.
I hate that you call her ScarJo. Can I just put that out there? It bothers me so much every time you say that.
Good, it's affecting someone. It worked.
It's annoying. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, anyway, Scarlett Johansson, I don't think she couldn't carry the role. It's that I would rather have an Asian woman play an Asian woman.
It's kind of goes back to what we
So
were just
bad.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, it's like
And the thing is that's like in the Japanese mythology, like Ghost in the Shell, Bubblegum Crisis, and Appleseed solidified and identified what is Japanese cyberpunk. And I think they should have as many Japanese actors and actresses in it as possible. You want to make it a movie for an American audience? Cool. Make sure they speak English.
Well, it's kind of like the Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
Like, not only did you not see enough Godzilla, who fucking cares? We don't go to a Godzilla movie to see the struggle of the characters that are playing the people in the Godzilla movie. We go to see Godzilla wreck shit.
Yeah.
That's why we go to it.
You know what movie?
And
That's
then
why
it's American people.
That's
Like,
why Pacific Rim was a far better kaiju movie,
oh
because there was
God, Pacific
kaiju
Rim
wrecking
was
shit.
Amazing. But the Godzilla movie, it's like, you know what? Godzilla needs a vacation. They should have called it Godzilla's Day Out, is what they should have fucking called it. Like,
Godzilla's Day Off, starring Matthew Broderick.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, we can't have him in another Godzilla movie.
I really wanted to like that movie so much more than it actually allowed me to.
I liked Cloverfield a lot for a monster
Cloverfield was
movie.
good. I really liked Pacific Rim, and now I really want to watch it again, damn it.
Sorry.
Number
okay.
2 is in the works.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, good. I was hoping they'd make more because
Oh,
it
yeah.
was so well done. Okay, just
It blew up, and they were like, "Yeah, number 2."
the mechanics behind how they explained how the mechs worked
Yeah.
was perfect. Like, that was a way of controlling something like that was conceivable to me, because it always bothers me when they show people controlling giant robots but with fucking joysticks. Like, the mechanics behind that are so much more complicated than just wiggling joysticks, but having somebody actually walking on a treadmill, like, just the way they showed that to me, my brain was like, okay, I get it now. That makes sense. You know, that's a way that I can see us actually making something like that be controlled. Like, oh God, I'm so stoked for that.
Yeah. But anyway.
Can we go see that in IMAX? Have a Nerd Effect field trip?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because that would be badass in IMAX.
So yeah.
I got a nerd on.
Anyway,
happened.
yeah,
Anyway.
moving on.
Okay. Do you guys like head?
I'm not answering
Not
that
gonna answer
question
that.
I'm not. Yeah.
because
No.
It's you.
Well, just for note, keep your heads, because the likelihood that we're going to be able to do human head transplants by the year 2017 is actually rather unlikely.
Now, why do we have the 2017 deadline for this?
Yeah,
By the way?
it's kind of weird. I saw the article come through about, hey, we'll be doing human head transplants by 2017, and I was kind of like, no,
Yeah.
because I
Go
kind of
home, science, you're drunk.
understand that. So apparently, there's this Italian, let's see,
Mad scientist,
Korean
mad
Advanced Neuromodulation Group in Italy claims that surgeons will be able to transplant the head of one patient into a complete different body by 2017. So
we're on a way to reach the
There's-
genetic opera.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of issues with that.
First of all, why?
So first off, in order to do these type of transplants, there's a lot of research that still needs to be done. And there has to be where they can take a head off of one animal, put it on another animal, and get it to actually live and function properly,
Yes.
which has not been done.
No.
And it would still
And
be...
vivisectionists have been trying for hundreds of years.
Yep. They have successfully done where they took a monkey head, put it on a different monkey body, and managed to have it, like, the blood flow and everything was working and keeping the head alive, but the spinal column couldn't connect, so it was still paralyzed. And then eventually the body's antibodies rejected the head,
Right.
and it did end up dying.
Haven't the Nazis been doing that for years?
that was the thing I was wondering about.
Like they would like
So that
just
was like
if
stitch
your
a
body
rent.
rejects an
70.
organ,
Yeah.
you can get a new organ. But if your body rejects your head, I
Yeah.
feel like we're not ready for Futurama heads in jars.
Yeah, wasn't there was like a crazy doctor that worked for the Nazis? Not that there were
Mengele.
many. Yeah, who would like fucking stitch pigeon heads on rats, and just both heads
Yeah.
would live for like a couple days, and then it would die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a couple of examples in the article here. So that monkey experiment was like 1970. And I guess more recently,
They
because I
must
didn't
have
see
been
a date.
inspired.
No, last November, actually. They had some researchers that did basically transferring the heads for like 18 mice. And they could have the mice
Jeez,
were...
why 18? That's like a shit ass ton of Franken mice.
Yep. But, yeah, the mice would be paralyzed, but they were still alive, and they could, like, twitch their nose and stuff like that. And once they pulled them off the respirator, they'd survive for about 3 hours on average. So, it's feasible to have a head transplant happen.
We'd have
and
to
for the
figure
head
out
to
how
live.
to reconnect spinal cords, though.
Yeah.
Which, if we
Yes,
do that,
and-
I'd like to think that maybe reversing paralysis would be first on our. That dog looks fucking psychotic.
Yes, it does.
That is a terrifying screensaver.
Lol.
Sorry. This big TV in our room where we record just popped up with a dog sled, and one of the dogs got like one blue eye and one eye that is black as night.
And it's like blood red around most of the blue eye.
Yeah.
And
And then the one next to it is just like teeth everywhere, tongue lolling out, and they look like they're ready to murder someone.
Oh no, he looks like he's ready to lick your face off.
Literally.
With his teeth.
With his teeth. Like, that is
tongue.
kind of a horrifying picture.
I would just like to point out that in the first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation, they managed to replace Worf's entire spinal column.
So maybe by the time we're in Star Trek years,
yeah.
we'll figure this out. But
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, they genetically grew him a new spinal column and replaced it.
Actually, that is closer than head transplants.
Yeah.
We've been able to. We have isolated the genes that allow.
Human Genome Project, bitches.
We have isolated the genes that are in our closest living relatives.
Say the chimps.
No, lizards in this case that can regenerate.
Oh, that can regenerate. Okay.
Out of the
So it was between what, lizards and starfish? And the lizards won out, basically?
yeah, yes, but like 83% or something like that of the genes in lizards that trigger to allow them to regrow lost arms, legs, and tails are present in the human, and
They're
all
just
of
not active?
well. See, here's the thing. They're not normally active in a lizard either because they're growth genes. They're normally done, except for lizards, when they lose a body part, can turn them back on. So what we have to do, and like they've been doing research in triggering specific genes to turn on in stem cells to get them to grow a specific to get the stem cells to grow into a specific cell.
Which, by the way, crazies, you can get stem cells from adults, too.
Yes.
So all those people who are anti-stem cell research because they're like, the babies, you can get them from fucking adult human skin.
Yeah.
Like, they're just undifferentiated cells. That's it.
Yeah.
We learned about that in science, and I'm like, what is these people's problem then? Oh, we can cure all sorts of diseases with your skin from your arm.
So we're
Sorry.
actually getting pretty close to being able. By pretty close, we're probably still a couple decades off, mind you.
Pretty close.
But that's when you're talking about like major medical advances, that's pretty close. But if we can get it so we can take stem cells from your skin and grow you a new arm because you lost your arm to an accident and attach it and get all the nerve wiring right, basically that's the hard part. Because
I'm pretty good at that in limbs, though.
we're getting really good at that in limbs, actually. So that means we can regrow an arm for you that is perfectly functioning, and yours will even have your original
I
fingerprints on
actually learned right before coming over here that one of my friend's husbands cut off a bunch of his fingers.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's relevant. He was out making stuff with his saw and, like, severed his ring finger just above this knuckle, and then I guess he cut into...
it. Yeah.
So that's interesting.
And the thing is that if we can do that the other thing is that we'll probably be able to replace internal organs before full limbs.
Well, that makes sense, though, because there's less nerves to wire.
There's less nerves and also less variety of cells.
Yeah.
So, and this is being able to.
Like the muscles,
Well, not
the
to mention your
nerves,
organs
the
are probably a
arteries.
little bit more important.
Well, but that doesn't affect our ability to actually figure out how to do it.
Right. That it's just that a liver has far less
It's
types
less
of cells.
complicated.
It's less complex than an arm.
It's like taking Duplo blocks and building a little house to play with your daughter versus getting the giant ass R2D2 Star Wars Legos kit and
Yeah.
putting that together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Legos.
Yay!
Yeah, we got a buddy to put that thing together in like a day.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I use that as a.
God, that's awesome.
Yes.
example.
And also on this, what was the other
It was Aaron, right?
That was Aaron,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was, and also, it has now been approved in England for three parent children.
Yep. We learned about that in biology too. Oh, I know how they do it.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Okay. So, it was because one of the mothers had a mitochondrial, Mason disorder. Is it?
I can't remember what it's called, but her mitochondrial DNA was fucked up.
Yes. So they took the
Which is the DNA that exists in our mitochondria. It is not.
your mom actually contributes more than half of your genetic makeup.
Right, because
You've got half your regular DNA, but then also your mitochondrial
DNA
is
comes from your mother.
just from your mom. So they took the egg and half of the genes from the mom that had the fucked up
mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, and then the mitochondrial DNA from a donor mom, and
And
then the
the
sperm
from the dad.
So that's super fucking cool because they can like get around all these like genetic.
So does the
issues.
child end up having genetic characteristics of all three parents?
Yeah.
Yes. Which means, like, gay couples in the future
Yeah.
can have
Because-
babies that are genetically theirs.
Because
Sorry,
when you
I think it's adorable
look
and I
at
love
when
it.
you look at like the sperm in the egg, if you remove the mitochondrial DNA from the equation, it's literally, if everything's working correct, 50-50, and the two halves will zip together. So
Oh, I know
so
the
what
word
you
for
could
this.
hypothetically do is take that
I know the word
that
for this.
DNA from two sperm or from two eggs and have a donor egg that has the third mitochondrial DNA, smash everything together and
Like a
essentially
gene gun. You could use a gene gun. It's an actual thing.
It is.
Sorry.
Nikki is so excited tonight.
Because we're talking about shit that I just took a test on. And
And
when you can learn things and then use them in the real world right away, it's really fucking exciting. It's like, no, seriously, you guys, I paid fucking $300 of credit to learn this shit, and we are talking about it. Damn it.
I'm glad we're able to provide an outlet for
I
you.
am too,
So-
because that was ridiculously
so you could
satisfying.
actually have children that are genetically like George and Brad Takei.
Aneuploid. That's the word I
Aneuploid,
was thinking of.
So, yes. So, but you can.
I got my science on so hard tonight, you guys.
So, yeah. So, like, we're making a lot of massively cool advances in the ability to fix humans. And not that there's anything wrong with humans as we are, but we're doing
Sometimes
things.
parents have certain traits that they might not want to pass on to their
Right.
children.
And like one of the examples I was using, I actually had a rather heated discussion about this at work before we opened a couple days ago. And like one of the examples I brought up was Huntington's disease.
Mm-hmm.
It is a recessive genetic disorder that kills you.
yeah.
You are dead by 40 at the latest, at the outside latest.
Dead by when?
40 at
40,
the
okay.
outside latest if you have Huntington's. So if we know someone has Huntington's disease or has the recessive trait of Huntington's, we can eliminate that trait in them by putting in the not Huntington's trait that most people have and preventing that gene from being passed on to their children. Mm-hmm. You know,
But then that
I'm
goes
like,
into
I'm against Gattaca ass shit.
yeah.
Like, designer children, I'm totally against that idea.
but things that could kill them.
But things that could kill them, harmful
Yeah.
things, I'm
Life-threatening
okay with
traits.
getting rid of.
Now, I think that things like colorblindness might be a good thing to rule out, but that's a sex-linked trait.
Yeah.
And that means pretty much only dudes can get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sure, I don't think I've ever heard of a woman being
I am
colorblind
getting my
before.
fucking money's
No.
worth out of this. This is happening. I seriously.
Well, also another one is, as Mike and Dustin both know about, male pattern baldness is actually from your mom.
Dude, female pattern baldness runs in my family.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to get it on both of your exes, not just one.
Yeah, and my dad's side of the family has really thick, luxurious hair, so I'm hoping.
That makes sense because my grandpa on my dad's side actually had hair up until he died. But my Uncle Ray, my mom's brother, fucking
Cue ball.
oh man, he had horseshoe hair for
Yeah.
Because he used to pull his hair back into a ponytail, and he only had like the little tuft up here in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm done. And then now he just fix it. But
Yeah.
My grandpa was bald from when he was about 20, and the hat I'm wearing right now is one that I actually got this weekend. That was my grandpa's, and I got to pick it out as something of his I wanted to keep. And he had a shit ton of just classy hats like this because he'd been bald since he was 20.
I started going bald when I was like 17, 18. Like I started getting thin back up in here. And
Yeah. One of my friends from way back in the day in California, Alex, he was where you are now, Dustin, when we were 15.
that's no.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's super shitty.
Yeah,
I had
a guy
I had
that
like
in
a
high school.
monster wave in the front of my hair.
I remember it.
Glorious.
Yeah, we had a
By
friend
wave,
in-
you mean the duck butt? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's in back. But
No, duck butt's in the front.
No, it's in back.
The stereotypical lesbian hair where we swoop up the front, that's duck butt.
Oh no, this
Yeah.
is
I've had that haircut,
No,
that's why I can say that.
my hair when I had a full frontal hairline at one point was able to
Full
like,
frontal and hairline are not things
like
that I
it,
expect
like
to
it
go together
shot
in a sentence.
it didn't grow out or down, it like shot straight up and kind of just waved over on one side.
kind of like full frontal nudity. It's just the top of our heads.
That's...
And
Moving
you
on.
just broke Nikki.
Moving on, please.
All right, so yeah, like Mason was mentioning, the biggest problem is getting the nerves to grow back together. They're estimating that even if we were able to get the nerves to grow back together and heal, you'd have to be in like a medically induced coma for like 4 weeks.
So you could
So
move, yeah.
it could move, it'd be able to heal
Yeah.
together.
I'd
and
sleep
then-
for 4
And the
weeks.
amount of physical therapy that you'd
Oh
have
my
to go through
God.
afterwards would be insane.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to basically
You'd have to learn how
to do everything.
You would have to learn how to work a new body.
My brother, when he was in elementary school, almost cut his hand off. He was running with a glass bottle, tripped, fell, landed on it, and it severed, I believe, all but one tendon and the back flap of skin. He was in surgery for about, God, it was like 8 hours, I want to say. Just,
Hopefully, as a little kid, they knocked his ass out for that one.
oh yeah,
Because like as an adult, they're not. They if it's on your hand, they're just gonna local it.
yeah. No,
Oh,
he
I
doesn't
wouldn't. I'd be like,
remember
can I
it.
see?
He doesn't remember. Well, he was only like 7, I want to
Yeah.
say.
For a kid, they're gonna knock you out because you just can't hold
So
still long enough.
he was like 5th or 6th grade, so that's older than 7, but still too young for that.
Yeah.
But so they reattached everything, but he, like, the amount of physical therapy he had to go through for just his hand was crazy, and he still doesn't have as good of motion in it. Like, he plays the upright bass, and he had to switch to a German bow, which you basically hold sideways because his hand couldn't hold the regular
around
bow
it.
anymore, and he couldn't play baseball anymore. He was a really good pitcher, but like he still can't feel temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, they got everything attached. It works fairly well.
Yeah.
But certain things, like, it's just hard to reattach shit
Well,
like that.
and like look at my wife Jen. She blew out her knee.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
her MCL and ACL both went out, and her ACL is the one that it's the real tricky one because not a lot of blood gets to that specific tendon.
Right.
And so basically, when I actually have to reattach a tendon from a cadaver to
Oh, wow.
because you can't once that one's snapped, it's done. You can't get a new one, so you have to reattach one from a cadaver that matches your blood type, and then
That's crazy.
you basically have to retrain that tendon, and it gets really tight for
Yep.
at least a year.
I'm
Unless you're a
pretty sure I
professional
screwed
athlete.
my meniscus up. My knee clicks now ever since I face planted on the stairs. I can hear it clicking.
Yeah, and of course the last kind of major thing with that article was basically if you were successfully having your head transferred to another body, what's that do to your self-identity?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Or even things like gender identity. People who were born in the wrong body, as it were, head transplant would be probably the fastest way to fix that once they figure it out.
Well, you'd have to have a donor body.
Yeah, you would. And a lot of money.
Imagine
However-
if they cloned your body and just changed
I
the
was going to
Y
say,
chromosome.
however,
That would
If they
prevent
could-
rejection of the body
they-
pretty easily.
if they could actually modify it, well, the problem is that your head would still have that old code.
Yeah. And also that your body, I mean, they'd have to figure out how to age it quickly without it
They actually-
continuing
Well,
to
you can
age
you can
quickly.
grow things. Well, you can grow things at full size, like with like if the lizard genetic thing works out, if we can figure out how to do that. That grows back at full size.
Oh, interesting.
So, if that's definitely beyond our scope currently, but
I'm guessing you're just reproducing old code at that point.
right.
Yeah.
And trying to make a Y into an X or an X into a Y would
Come out with really effeminate hands.
be weird. Well, because basically what it is that the Y is missing a tail. It's missing half of an X,
Right.
basically. It's not quite half, but for easy explanation, it's missing. Boys have one half of one allele, one gene less than women do.
So does that just disappear during growth? Because aren't all gametes technically?
No. All gametes are technically female until our sexual separation
Gametes.
starts.
That's right.
Um,
Sorry.
but we are genetically already male or female according to our genes.
Okay.
Unless you have,
Klinefelters.
Yeah, et
Or
cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Turners.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Basically,
feel like I could ace that test all over again.
If you have XXY, XYY.
If you're XYY, you don't make it through gestation, though, right? It doesn't. It's not a
No, there's
non-viable-
XYYs. No, they're super males.
Wait, what is it I'm thinking of then? There's one that they said, oh, if it's just Y.
Right. If you
That
only end up with
doesn't-
Y,
That doesn't.
that isn't.
But if you just end up with X, you can survive.
you can survive, but you.
But then you don't have bar bodies.
Yes.
High five, please. Yes.
Um,
You don't even understand how exciting this is for me. Have I mentioned that I totally have a high A in my biology class?
But anyway, yeah. So
Yeah.
no, XYYs are viable. They're super males.
That's right.
They're
That's-
generally.
Turn-
I don't remember which one it is off the top of my head.
Turner's is female, I believe.
Is it, but basically, generally, super males are very robust. They have
Usually tall.
and are
Lower intelligence.
lower intelligence, and generally put on muscle really easily. They also put on fat really easily. They're never going to be a bodybuilder like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they could very easily be winners in strongman competitions, because strongman competitions don't give a damn what they look like.
I don't care how ripped you are. As long
As you got the power.
There was actually
It'd be like kind of like Andre the Giant kind of thing, right?
a thing.
No, his was a thyroid
His
problem.
was a thyroid condition, but I know where you're going. But physically, yes, I know where you're going with the idea.
We're talking like the guy that played the Mountain in fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
He's a
think
big
my biology professor was talking about the German women's swimming team years ago. They ended up testing for bar bodies. I don't remember what they are, but all women have them. If you're genetically female, you have bar bodies.
Yeah.
It's just like in your genes or in your makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in your genes, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they were testing these women who were, stereotypical freakish German giant.
East German giant
Athletes.
women. Yeah.
And they didn't have
I
bar
would break
bodies. So basically, they'd taken these. I mean, I'd assume they probably started it from when they were at a young age.
Yeah.
Boys, and been giving them hormones so that they were outwardly female, but they weren't. So they cheated.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's how they found
jacked
out,
up. I
right?
think I've heard that story before.
Yeah.
Like, that's an old story.
Yeah.
Right? That's like
But that's how they
decades
found out
ago.
was they
Yeah.
didn't have bar bodies.
But leave it to German communists to take to that kind of extreme to win, because not even the Russians did that shit.
yeah, that we.
it's like, did I just see her shaving in the bathroom?
I swear to God, I just saw her scratch her balls. I don't know.
That lady has the biggest Adam's apple I've ever seen, guys.
Well, I think that they.
Actually, women can have rather large Adam's apples naturally. It's just more common for men to have them. Women, it's
I've got a little bit.
because that's where your
Protrude a
that's
little.
where your hyaloid bone is. It just happens to produce more on most
Oh
men.
my God, we are dropping so much science on you asses.
So anyway,
Nerd Effect News, also known as Biology 101.
Which you're fucking welcome. You know how much I'm paying for this knowledge?
Do you know how much I paid for this knowledge?
And you guys get it on a free podcast. If you don't appreciate that, I just don't know you anymore.
Technically, all the knowledge you've learned this semester is probably all free on the internet somewhere.
It is technically, but
But
You're an ass.
I'm just
They're
saying.
getting a custom lecture from Mason and I.
Now, granted, you're going to get a degree to show for it,
yeah.
but the knowledge is out there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but wouldn't you rather learn it from a person than from a website? I would.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't do online classes. Like, it doesn't work for me. Although I am doing my math course this summer. Summer school.
All right, we're a little over an hour. Can you push
Okay.
this?
Okay. So,
You can do it.
what's a drink that is delicious to taste?
Coffee.
Smells great
Coffee.
and can protect your DNA?
Java, 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 Java.
That's right. It's coffee, boys and girls.
Yay! Excuse for my
Yes.
habit.
Evidently, there is
Does it have P53?
what?
P53, isn't that the protein that protects your DNA?
That was one of them. Yes.
Jesus.
So, evidently, coffee has been linked to a
Awesome
growing
list.
list of things that has before included being protection for against heart diseases, protections against type 2 diabetes, protection against Parkinson's disease, or the
thanks,
effects of Parkinson's disease, I should say, and reduces the risk of skin cancer. And now they have found out that
Plus,
coffee,
wakes you up.
yeah, preventing things like car crashes in the morning.
Which also
Or
extending
night.
your lifespan.
Also extending your lifespan. That's right. And now they have found that that certain components in coffee have oxidative qualities, therefore preventing oxidation from causing damage to, specifically in the study they did, white blood cells.
Yay!
Yay.
So it helps your white blood cells stay around. And you know why that's cool? Because white blood cells keep your ass alive because they get rid of all the bad bacteria and all the bad viruses.
Yes.
Mason just laid the smackdown with that article.
Yes, because it's fucking awesome. Because
coffee
species that have
for
better DNA repair systems live longer,
Yes.
like tortoises and elephants.
Whereas humans have shitty
Oh,
Really
DNA
shitty
repair
DNA
systems.
repair systems.
Speaking
yeah.
of,
Oh, and specifically
The
it is
tortoises?
Yeah.
The babies?
The-
Did you see the picture of the one? He's like, no, don't take my picture.
the Galapagos turtles, they finally had a new
Yay.
They
herd
found
of them.
10 hatched eggs and babies, and they suspect there's more across the island.
Nice.
So
The
it's
first
like
time in like what, 60 years?
150
Yeah.
years.
150 years?
They bred them in captivity and then re-released them onto the island, but this is the first time they've gone out and gotten freaky and had their own babies in 150 years.
Yeah.
Which, granted, there's still some of the original generation around because they're fucking Galapagos tortoises.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a big deal.
Yes. So in the study, for this, they were using Arabica coffee, which is nice because Arabica is freaking common. And they were drinking 750 milliliters of coffee a day.
What's that go out to in ounces?
I don't know.
Less than I drink,
I'd
probably.
say about 32 ounces or so, wouldn't it?
32 ounces is roughly a 1 liter.
My cup doesn't.
So this is 750 milliliters. So it's about 3/4 of a 1 liter.
This is 680 milliliters right here.
Yes.
So about as much coffee as I drink in a day.
Wow. Did a cool Google search for 750 milliliters, and one of the options that came up was 750 milliliters into ounces.
Yeah.
It just popped.
Thanks, Google.
So, but in the white blood cells, the people who were drinking the coffee versus the control who were drinking water.
First of all, suckers.
It's going to be about 30 ounces or so because this is 23 ounces.
Yeah. And
680.
yeah.
I drink about 30 ounces of coffee a day.
So they were having their white blood cells were having
A wild dance party.
they were having a wild dance party, but they were the DNA breakages that caused the white blood cells to not do their job were reduced by 27% overall in the people who drank the coffee.
Yay!
That's actually significant.
It is
It's not like
statistically
2 or
really
3%.
no, it is
That's like-
statistically really significant.
I mean, the quarter of your body is working at a higher rate of reproduction or
Because
at
coffee.
safety because coffee
Is
happened.
there anything coffee can't do, you guys?
I don't think
I
so.
can't think of it. You
No, I'm
could
guessing
use
it's
it to
not
dye
the actual
fabric.
like.
It's not the caffeine.
Not the caffeine.
It's other
It's
components in the
delicious.
coffee.
It dyes fabric. You can use the grounds as fertilizer for your plants. Like it's
tasty. It's delicious.
It's tasty. It makes damn good ice cream.
It keeps your shit alive.
It keeps your shit alive.
Coffee is awesome. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Coffee is so awesome. Coffee is
Because
so
it's part of
cool.
the bean.
When you want to wake up, coffee is so awesome.
All right, so it's looking like
Because it wakes me from
about
my dream.
25 ounces.
It's better when we're
Okay.
That's not right.
together.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of weird.
Side by side, you
Okay,
and
this is a 20 ounce, which is 591 milliliters. So you're looking at roughly 30-ish.
Yeah,
Roughly
it'd have to be-
30 is a
28
good
to
enough
30.
answer, Mike. It's
This
okay.
is 23 at 680.
So yeah, I got another one here. It's 750 milliliters. It says 25.3605169 fluid ounces.
Okay.
So
All right.
all right.
So what we're saying is, drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day and you're golden.
Which I do.
As long as your heart can handle it.
Well, no,
Yeah. Does
the
it work for
caffeine
decaf
has
too?
the caffeine has nothing to do with these molecules that are doing all this other stuff.
You could drink decaf coffee.
You can
Decaf.
drink decaf.
Which, if you do, I'm sorry, you suck. But
Heart condition.
I love you. But decaf is gross.
I don't notice a difference.
There's no
I never
taste
have.
difference. Might be a little
I
darker.
taste
It's a
the
little darker
difference.
than normal because it's roasted longer, but
I taste it.
not really much difference
Well-
between the two.
Got to keep in mind too, if you're getting crappy decaf coffee, it's
It's crappy coffee in general. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. They don't use the high quality coffee to
It's
make
not. I don't use Sanka. I'm just gonna put that out there. Or Folgers.
Any other small newses? I had one small news because I thought it was funny.
I thought we were over an hour. Okay, whatever. Go.
Go.
Whatever. So Pornhub. Everybody knows Pornhub, right?
No.
No.
No. Well, it's a popular free adult website.
You're married with a child,
Whatever.
sir.
That's
But,
why he needs Pornhub. He's married.
Ah!
Oh.
Your wife doesn't listen to this. You're fine. Don't look at me like that.
She doesn't. I don't know, but I thought it was funny. Anyway, the article is they apparently have put a technology out that's a wearable wristband that you can charge your phone with while you jerk off because it uses the motion.
There's also a company. Oh God, I almost shared this article with you guys because it was too fucking funny. I can't remember what this company's name is, but they came out with a discreet wearable vibrator. It looks like a fucking metal pencil that you wear as a pendant around your neck because you're proud that you've got a vibrator. I laughed my ass off because, first of all, not discreet. Second of all, not even attractive jewelry. Yeah, it made me laugh really hard.
Yeah, this is you could. I mean, it looks like a smart wristband of some sort, but if anybody who's been watching the internet or has done any remote research, is like, is that the jerk band or whatever? It's like
They just gotta figure out a way to like license it from Fitbit to make it look exactly like a Fitbit.
it looks really close. It actually looks closer to the Galaxy Sport wristband.
Okay.
It looks closer to
You
that.
know, that makes sense though because they've got those wristwatches that that wind up
Yeah.
based on the motion of your hand. So
Yeah, I mean, if you got somebody who's like wearing that thing while they're jogging, then technically they can charge their phone that way too.
Yeah, you just have to make the motion. Like it has nothing.
It has to
get
be
your
moved.
shake
Yeah.
weight, burn some calories, charge your phone.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was pretty
That was
funny.
pretty
But
funny.
the fact that Pornhub is the one who's putting it out
Hey.
is really interesting.
Well,
But-
I mean, I guess they probably figure it'll make people utilize their services when their cell phones are almost dead.
and they're touting it as clean energy.
Well,
And
Well,
I think that the tube sock production companies would beg to differ with that, but it's fine.
oh, it's horrible. Use
You brought it up.
Use the static energy from the tube sock as. Never mind. Forget it.
You took that in a different place than I was.
You're trying to level the layers and the layers and the layers. And,
It's
We're like an onion, you guys.
masterception.
oh.
Okay.
On that super classy
There was another
note.
We're ending on
Anyway.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna end there because
Yeah.
that's funny and I think it's funny. Anything relevant?
Wow.
Galapagos turtles for the win.
Yes. No, I think that's it. You got anything?
Nope.
Okay. Nikki.
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, for the Nerd Effect News Show, we have been,
Micah Morgan.
Mason, Ireland.
Nikki Prindle.
and I am Dustin Vancouver, and we will catch you guys next time.